here I have my February 2020 Knitcrate box. So let's open it and see what we have. This month we have speckled yarn. It's very beautiful and has light blue, darker blue, lavender, lilac colors in it. This yarn is Audine Wools Shine Sport, colorway Sky, 80% superwash merino and 20% tencel. There are 350 yards in one hank, and the recommended needle size is US 2-4. Let's see, we have 350 yards, that's 700 in total. Could be enough for a lacy shawl. Let's take a look at the booklet. That's a lovely scarf, though in a different colorway. And oh my goodness, do you recognize this wonderful lady? That's Glenda from Creative Grandma. Wow! I don't know, it just makes me so happy to see a familiar face in the booklet, in the Knitcrate box. And of course, I don't know Glenda personally, but I'm a big fan and she's a very, very inspirational lady. And this month we have patterns for, here is a hat, knitted hat and hand warmers and a pair of knitted socks. Oh, that's very pretty design. Also there is a crochet socks and a crochet hat and crochet fingerless gloves. And of course Knitcrate always has something little extra. This time it's a beautiful button. Wow, it's quite big and it looks like it might be hand painted. Very pretty. It would look lovely on a hat or maybe on a shawl. Very pretty. So I tried a few lacy stitches for a shawl, but I didn't quite like the look of them. The thing is, with speckled yarn, just like with variegated, the lacy stitches don't always work. So I decided to go with something quite simple, a granny stitch. I'd say a granny stitch is a classic one that works with pretty much any kind of yarn. So I basically made a half of a granny square, a diagonal half, a triangle. And to add a little fancy touch to my shawl, I decided to add a ruffled trim. I worked with a hook size F, 3.75 millimeters, and the dimensions of my shawl is 53 inches wide and 23 inches long. So I'd say this is more of a triangular scarf rather than a shawl. And of course you can make yours larger, but this is the size I got using exactly 2 hanks or 700 yards of this particular yarn. And as always, you can subscribe to Knitcrate through my affiliate link, which I will post in the description box below. And if you use the coupon code Olga20, you will receive 20% off your first month's subscription. Alrighty, let's start working on this project. I start with 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I join them into a ring with a slip stitch. I'm ready to start the first row. 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now into the ring I make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. And into the ring I work again 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Next 1 chain, and into the ring I work a treble. The first row is finished. For the next row I start with 4 chains. 2, 3, 4. Now into the next chain 1 space I work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Next 2 chains. 1, 2. Now this is chain 3 space and that's the center. So over here I work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. And into the same space 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then 2 chains. 1, 2. And into the last chain space I work 3 double crochets. And I end this row with 1 chain and a treble into 1, 2, 3, third chain of the turning chain, and I count it from the bottom. Okay, so now the pattern begins to repeat. I turn and make 4 chains. Then into the first chain 1 space I work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then 2 chains. 1, 2. Then into the next chain 2 space 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now again 2 chains and into this center chain 3 into the space, chain 3 space, I make 3 double crochets, then 3 chains and again 3 double crochets. 2, 3. Now again 2 chains. 1, 2. And into the next chain 2 space 3 double crochets. Then 2 chains and into the last chain space 3 double crochets. And I end this row with 1 chain and a treble into the third chain. 1, 2, 3, counting from the bottom. And the pattern begins to repeat. So there is only 1 repeating row. Quite easy. So over here I have my granny triangle, and now I'm ready to start working on the trim. First I will hide this yarn tail, and now the first round of my trim is going to be a round of single crochets around the perimeter of my entire triangle. So over here, as I finish the last row, I make 1 single crochet and turn, and now I will be working my single crochets along this side. So into this first chain space I make 1 single crochet, then I make a single crochet into each of the next 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Next I make a single crochet into each of the next 2 chains. 1, 2. Now again a single crochet into each of the next 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And now a single crochet into each of the next 2 chains. 1, 2. And I will continue crocheting this way until the middle of my triangle. Here I got to the middle of my shawl. Over here I have 3 chains, and I make a single crochet into each one of these 3 chains. 1, 2, and 3. And now I continue crocheting along this side, and again I will make a single crochet into each double crochet, and I will make a single crochet into each chain across. And now I need to work along the longest side of my triangle. So basically here I will be working into the end of rows, and I will make 4 single crochets into each end of row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. I will continue crocheting this way until the end of this round. And at the end of the round I join it with a slip stitch. Now I will continue crocheting along the 2 shortest sides of my triangle only. I start the next row with 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. These 3 chains will count as my first double crochet. Now into the same stitch as joining I make a double crochet. And now I will make 2 double crochets into each single crochet. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and I continue crocheting this way along the 2 shorter sides of my triangle. I start the next row of the trim, the last row, with 4 chains and turn. Next I make a double crochet into the next double crochet, then 1 chain and a double crochet into the next double crochet, 1 chain and a double crochet. And that's how I'm going to continue crocheting this row, alternating double crochets and 1 chain, double crochet, 1 chain. I have a beautiful ruffled trim. All I need to do now is to fasten off and hide the yarn tail, and my shawl will be finished.